Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Just checking what the lag is on YouTube. We're up to 2 minutes so far. 2 minute lag. Excellent. That's what we need to see. Well, 1 minute 50. But, you know, that's still quite a significant lag between what I'm seeing and what you're seeing. Chat's going to be fun today. Oh, okay. Can hear and see me. Awesome. Thank you, Mika. Excuse me, I've got a big froggy throat. Maid Marion, hello. Don't remember seeing your name before. Welcome to the channel. Cody, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Let's get the camera in the right place. That would be a good start. Don't start, Maddie. You've just been out. You've had your dinner. Mika's here. Belly rubs from Maddie. Belly rubs from Maddie. Oh, big belly rubs from Maddie. Oh, the big belly rubs. Oh, my goodness me. There you go. Now go sit down. Be a good girl. Hi. You can say hello if you want to. She's got a big sleepy. She's been way asleep. Way asleep. Good girl. Go lie down. Have some more naps. You look like you need them. You've been subbed for years. Oh, I just don't remember seeing your name in the live chat, that's all. But thank you for being subbed and staying subbed. Awesome. Extra belly rubs. Yes, extra belly rubs. She's sitting with her penguin. Let me see if I can show it. It'll be upside down, but let me see. Oh, mess under the sofa. Ignore that. Touch. That's that stuffed Pingu that my dad got her. She's been cuddling that penguin since the minute he left. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit froggy. So I'm just going to keep kind of talking and drinking until it clears. You're shy. Ah, you're one of my lurkers. That's okay. We don't mind lurkers here. Lurkers are more than welcome. I lurk on a lot of places. I like lurkers. Because if you're a lurker, it means usually you're doing your own thing while you're lurking. And that means that you're regularly doing your own thing, which means you keep coming back. Yep. That's why we like lurkers. We like people in chat as well, because they chat, which means they keep coming back too. And that's what it's about, isn't it? So I've got an announcement to begin with. I'm going to get it done at the top of the show. I'm hopefully going to get it all done in one go, but, you know, we do tend to get interrupted. Memberships to this channel are open. Yes, they are. Let me preface this. I've opened it early because I want to make sure there's no issues, snafus, humps. Erzan, hi. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we could get everything working correctly before I do the proper launch, which is on April 1st. Well, 3rd, technically. Let me explain. Okay, so I'm starting a new thing on the channel, and it will be exclusive to YouTube memberships. It's not going to be available on Patreon. It's not going to be open season for everybody. It is literally a virtual invitation to my studio every Monday for a couple of hours to put bums on seats and come and work with me. It's not going to be like this chatty thing where you're trying to be in chat and you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. It can be. If you want to be in chat, you can be in chat. You can treat it like a normal stream if you want to. But the general idea is that it's for productivity. It's to get motivated. We're calling it Motivation Mondays. It's to get your bum on a seat on a Monday and get something done. Because if you start the week off with a bit of discipline, you kind of feel like you've achieved something. So if the rest of the week goes to heck in a handbasket, then so be it. At least you've done something. And if it doesn't, then you've got something to build on. That's the logic behind it. So you will be able to come into my studio on a Monday, sit with me and create. And you will be able to do it in any way you want. You can sit on YouTube and chat and watch. My stuff will be on screen. Other people may be on screen. That's up to them. Everybody's individual choice. Behind the scenes, I will be running it through Zoom. So other creators can sit as talking heads while they work on something private, or they can have a camera set up so you can see what they're working on as well. If you want to watch YouTube on a big screen and come and join the Zoom chat on audio or on video, text, you can do that too. There's loads and loads of options. Oh, we're gonna be on in the background. 3 a.m. Goodness me. Yeah, go get some sleep, silly boy. You're always up at crazy times. Go and get some sleep. We will try not to be too loud. The sessions will be at this time and they will run for 4 hours with scheduled breaks, scheduled prep time, scheduled cleanup time. It will literally be like you've walked through the door of my studio and you sit down, get yourself settled, get your paints out, get everything sorted, get your drink, etc. We work for an hour. Then we have a half-hour break. You get some lunch, pop to the loo, chat with other people, whatever you want to do. Then we come back, we do another hour and a half, and then we have a half-hour cleanup. So you pack up your stuff at the end, we chat, you get to know each other, and then you leave. That's how it's going to work. Hey, love bug. So the idea is we work together, no distractions, but you've got people around to inspire you to keep working, to chat to if you want to. There's options to private chat in Zoom. If you've got a little group of you that like to work together, you could set up on Discord and go and chat on Discord amongst yourselves if you want to. It doesn't matter how you do it. And I'm really excited to start this. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But I also think I'm going to get some work done, which is selfishly my primary motive for doing it. I need 4 hours of work time on a Monday. And I don't always get 4 hours of work time on a Monday because unless I'm physically sitting down to stream, I have a tendency to procrastinate. Hands up if you're a procrastinator. Yeah. With that, oh God, I must not say that. I must not say that. I've been watching too much Emily D. Baker. Sorry. I must not say that. No. I will stick with so. That's what I say. So. Embarrassing. That's what happens when you have like a 6.5 week trial and then loads of things to catch up on. Yeah, that will rock out on April 3rd. That will be the first session. Now, at the end of March, and this is one of the reasons I'm holding it off until April, at the end of March, our clocks change. I know for a lot of you, your clocks have already changed. The clock change is a nightmare. It confuses the hell out of me. I'm sure I'm not alone. So I thought I'll wait till April 3rd, and then I'll use March as generally just checking in to make sure that everything works. It's also an option for you guys, because I know YouTube payments can be a bit of an issue. I'm not sure why. They're a bit funky. I've heard on the grapevine, hashtag Emily D. Baker, that members have issues paying sometimes with certain cards or from certain countries or at certain times of the week. It's a bit of a mishmash. You take your chances. However, I have deliberately set up a low tier. Now, the low tier, the very first tier, you get the emojis, you get the emoticons, etc., etc. You'll get to vote in polls, you'll get the occasional behind the scenes photo, but really it's just a donation thing, buy me a coffee kind of thing. You just want to be a member, you just want to help the channel. Thank you so much, that's always appreciated. And you get the same as you get on Patreon. So if I put up a video, on the very rare occasions I put up a video, I'll make it members only first, along with the patrons, and then it'll go public later. So you'll get little perks according appropriate to your tier. So if you want to sit in that tier until things kick off and then decide what you want to do after that, you're more than welcome to do that. You can also try it to see if your payments are going to work and all that kind of thing. From April, we're going to do Mondays. We're going to do 3 Mondays a month. If you're in the lowest tier, the single day pass, you will get the very first session on April the 3rd. And that is your one session for a 2-month period. I may change this, I may tweak this later. This is an initial trial, okay? I'm calling it a mini class, basically. It's a 2-month trial, see how it goes. You're not sold into it, I'm not sold into it. We can see what happens, give it a go. So we're going to run until the end of May. Initially. We may continue. We probably will continue, but I don't know how. So the lowest tier, you'll get the class on the April the 3rd. If you're in the second tier, which is the multi-day pass, you'll get the first 2 sessions in April and the first 2 sessions in May. And if you're in the backstage pass at the top tier, then you'll get all 3 sessions in April, all 3 sessions in May, and you'll get a bonus session. So you get 7 sessions in all. So the higher up you go, the more perks you get. Simple as that. If you want to be a VIP, then that is patron, coffee, When Frogs Sing access specific. Those people are already paying for a class for me. They're existing students, so they get extra discounts. You can use your discount. You should have already received a link. If you haven't received a link, let me know. You can use your discount link to get money off the buying the whole class in advance. So if you want to buy all the 7 sessions, it'll be available on Trello. It'll be available for download. It will have extra little perks like sticker sheets and things like that. Not very many, just a couple of things that I've made already for the stream things. So I might as well use it, you know, that kind of stuff. That's it, basically. If you would like to get more information, or this was all really jumbled and you'd rather have it written down, pop over to my coffee shop. The link is down below. Go to the shop, and right at the top, you should see Motivation Mondays. Within that, there's a brief explanation of what I've just said, but there's also a PDF download. So you can see the dates. You can see what you get for what tier. You can visualize it. You know, it's written down. You don't have to worry about, what did she say again when she was wittering on about whatever? No, we're a little bit more organized. If it goes well, we're going to do it again. I'm tentatively thinking that we do 2 months and then we have a month break, and then we do 2 months and we have a month break. I think that kind of rolling thing works well for when you've got specific projects you need to crack on with. 7 weeks is an average time for a project for me. 7 weeks plus a week of admin usually, hence the 7 instead of the 8. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I can see people in the chat already saying they're going to be signing up. That is awesome. Honestly, even if there's only one other person, and spoiler alert, there isn't, people have already purchased the class in advance from Patreon. Even if there's only one other person with me sat on Zoom or sat in YouTube chatting with me or whatever, that's still me having to be accountable and sit here for 4 hours and do my thing. And I like that, because that means I get stuff done. Speaking of getting stuff done, let's get started. I had an idea, because one of the things that we all have issues with, excuse me, still froggy, 1 second. One of the things we all have issues with is you want to do something, you're like, yes, I'm gonna do, here we go. You grab your sketchbook and you look at the half-finished projects you've got and you go, I don't really fancy finishing any of those right now. I could do with filling up the rest of this page. Okay, let's do that. Because I don't want to start a blank page. Let's fill up the rest of this page. So you grab your pencil, right? You grab your pencil and maybe an eraser, but I've got a non-erasable pencil, so I'm not going to bother. Well, you kind of can erase it a little bit, but you grab your stuff and you sit there and you twiddle and you go, right, what am I going to draw? What am I going to draw? What am I going to draw? Unless you're one of those people who follows Danny Gregory's advice of just draw whatever's in front of you. I never follow that advice. I just don't. Occasionally I do, but not usually when I'm doing this kind of stuff. If I'm sat at the desk with my proper sketchbook, then I'm not doing that. Usually that's more my journal that I do that in. You sit and twiddle and then you go, oh, I know what I'll do. Go on Pinterest. Okay, so you open up Pinterest. Okay. We don't want to get distracted by other people's stuff. Holy crap, that's a good picture. Sorry, that's one of the ones I'm saving. It's a shoebill stork. I love these animals. You can follow me on Pinterest. I'm Romany, not surprisingly. You go to your own boards. You're like, right, let's just look at all the pins. And you go, and 4 hours later, you're still sat there going, and you've done absolutely nothing in your sketchbook. Am I right? I'm right. You know I am. Well, here's a little hack that I found that saves you having to do that. But you have to be disciplined enough to go, okay, that's what I'm going to draw. Or at least I'm going to attempt to draw it. Okay, I'll do it as, I don't think I can manage that. It's a bit complex, but I'll use it as a warm-up, right? Something like that. I haven't done any drawing today, so I probably need to do a warm-up. We'll see. It might be magic. I might just start drawing and it works. You never know. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Here's a little hack. On your phone, assuming you have a phone, most people have a phone these days. Even kids have phones these days. So I'm going to assume you have a phone. And assuming it has widgets available, you can add your Pinterest pictures to your widgets. Now you have to have the app on your phone. You put the Pinterest app on your phone and sign in. And then you get the widgets. And look what it does. It gives you a picture. But it gives you a new picture every day. Oh, there's the answer to what I'm going to draw. Aren't these cute? Oh my God. Now you can choose from all your pins, or you can have a specific board. You can set up a private board and link it to that. So you can have specific reference pictures. So photographs that you've taken, you can upload them to Pinterest privately on a private board and have them show up here. It's brilliant. And it's random. And you can just look at it and go, okay, this is what we're going to draw today. This looks really complex, but we're going to have a go. Why not? So I will get the link and just quickly, I will add it to YouTube Studio. Hopefully I can add it. I don't know if I can edit while I'm doing a stream. Is the stream even here? Content, live. Stream's not available on the phone yet. Okay. I will find out which board it's in then. It's in, okay, if you go to Romany on, you'll see it's me. I've got the same little me and Maddie picture. If you go to there and you go to Fluffies, he's in there somewhere. I'm not sure where, but let me see if I can find him and I'll star him. Them, there's two of them. So if you want to draw along with me, you can. And if you don't want to, that's fine. Go off and do you. Or save it for later or whatever. Maddie, stop. Go and lie down, please. Maddie's whining. I think she probably wants to go out. She had her dinner earlier and she didn't want to go out then, but I think she wants to go out now. She's such a pain. Okay, give me a second. Just wait. Wait 1 second. Let me just star this and then people can go and find it, okay? Oh my God. I need to take out the ones that I've already drawn from this because I just find random cute pictures of like bats and donkeys and elephants and foxes and otters and shoebill stalks, and I stick them in here. Mostly that's what it is. Occasionally I put something else in, like dogs, but mostly it's just donkeys and shoebill stalks. Come on. Is he right down at the end? How far down is he? Oh my God. There's an elephant. Okay. It doesn't have shape recognition, unfortunately, like your phone does. That's similar, but that's not it. But let's star that anyway, because it's a slightly simpler composition. There's some really good wildlife photographers. There's another one with 2 elephants. We're going for 2 elephants today. I'm gonna come on, where are you? Hang on, can I star it from here? Am I being an idiot? Can I star it here? No, I can't. Well, that's annoying. Why can't you star it from here? Okay. I'm just going to save it again and see if it pops up at the top. There we go. Nope. Hey, Moonbeam. Sorry, we're just looking for an elephant picture that seems to have disappeared into the ether. Seriously, why is there no search options or anything? Ugh. Oh, look, it worked. It saved at the top. I resaved it and it saved at the top. Yay. Pinterest hack. Okay, so we've now got 3 double elephant pictures on Pinterest in my fluffies board. Elephants count as fluffies if they're cute, okay? So if you want to get the picture, you can go and do that. And I'm going to quickly go and let Maddie out. Be right back. And we're back. You love elephants. Everybody loves elephants. Elephants are awesome. They're such big, enormous, gentle creatures. How could you not love elephants, right? Hi, go on, settle down now. Oh, you're all wet. Must have been raining. Sorry. Go on, lie down. Let's go, girl. Okay. Can I fit this all on one page? I probably could fit this all on one page if I flip the picture. So I'm going to download it because this it's hard to see on the phone, obviously, but where is it? Did it not download? It did not download. Why it did not download? Download image. Technology is here to try us today, apparently. Okay, screenshot you then. There we go. Now tell me you don't work. Ha! I win. Okay, let's crop this down so we can see the image better. I will leave the information for who the photo came from so I can find it later. And I'm going to edit it and crop and flip it. Because if you look at the top of the elephants, I know it's hard to see, there's a big rock here. This is rock, this triangle. But if you follow the elephants, the baby elephant is down here and the big elephant is up here. Well, I've got a block missing. So that means if I put the baby elephant on this side, I can fit mama on this side. Okay, so this is a pretty much square composition. If I drop this down a bit, not far off square. So let's start with a square and go from there. I can afford to go a little bit higher on this side because, like I say, baby elephant isn't going to be that high. So let's pop in a square for the composition. So that's a little bit too long. Handy, it's about half a page both ways. I do not mind having a big square composition at all. The halfway point is not actually, oh, mama's eye is going to be right on that center. Okay, I'm going to have to move it across. Let's move it across to, so the center point is actually the corner of mama's eye. So I need to move it across about here. Oh, should I just extend it all the way onto this page? You can always draw flowers on the other side, right? Doesn't matter. So square is going to be 1 and a bit. 1 and a bit is going to finish about here. There we go. Okay. So much for needing to flip the composition. That was pointless. Never mind. Okay. Settle down, please. Go and sit down, Maddie. You've had belly rubs, you've been out, you've had a food, you've had a drink. Go and settle. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Quick belly rub. That's it. Go lie down. Go lay down. Go to bed. Go on. Go and sit with your Pingu. Okay, here we go. So mama's eye is the back of her eye is roughly, very roughly, that little bit of her eye is the center. So let's do very roughly the center, and her eye is going to be approximately there. And then we've got her head coming up like this, and down and up like that. We're going to draw her trunk. It just curves down behind baby, so we're just going to do a nice gentle curve. That's where her trunk's going to come down to, kind of about there. Okay, now let's do baby. Baby's head is lined up with her ear, so let's do mama's ear first. So that's kind of a 1/2 angle from the top of the eye. So let's go to about there, just behind that bump. So that's where mama's ear is going to be. That's not the right shape for the ear, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so baby's head is going to be level with that, and he doesn't have such a pronounced bump. And his eye bone is just there, and almost same diagonal is where his eye is. So his eye is going to be about there. He's got his little forehead bump. He's got a flatter nose, his trunk. We'll worry about the trunks in a minute. The trunks are complicated. Oh, he's smiling. Look, he's smiling. How cute is that? He's smiling at his mama. Elephants are adorable. Okay, his back comes up just a little bit, but his neck hump isn't as pronounced as his mum's, so hers needs to come down a little bit, like that. Yeah, a bit further across where her ear is. Her ear needs to be a little bit longer. There we go. Okay, so mama's chin, this bit here, is in line with the top of her head there. So let's put her chin in, and it's just below where this knot of trunks is. So I'm going to say about here. I'm just going to draw that line in there, like that. Her smile, her eye is actually a bit bigger than I've drawn it. She's got quite a pronounced brow as well, and her actual eye is quite small, but her eye area is a lot bigger than I've drawn it. So that's the eye area. We'll deal with how big it's going to be later. And then between here, we've got kind of her mouth coming in there and up that way. So this actually needs to be a little bit lower. I should be drawing a little bit lighter, but if I did that, you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. You can see most of what I'm doing at the moment. But I'm going to paint over it, so it doesn't matter. I just want to get the basic sketch in, and then we'll paint over it. So we'll be fine. Okay, so baby's chin is level with the bottom of mama's ear, which now I've moved the thing needs to come down a bit. Maddie, stop, go to bed. Go to bed. So there's baby's chin. So we've got a bit of a trunk thing going on first. And then baby's chin comes up here. Oh, he's little leggy. And I can't see his feet because there's that thing in the way. So I'll have to go back to the reference and do that. But I think it's going to be kind of like that. And then we've got his shoulder coming down. And his other little leggy, which is probably just kind of like that, because I would guess he's moving towards mama. And we'll worry about that bit later. He is obviously stood on a rock, so we'll give him a rock to stand on. Like that. Right, so let's figure out this here trunk thing. So mama's trunk comes down And it goes a little bit flatter at the back. It's not as curved as I've drawn it. So that's going to be a little bit flatter. And then over here comes almost to the edge here. And it's got a little bit of a kink to it. And then it comes down. And then there's, I think you can see through. So I've maybe drawn it a little bit too big, but actually I don't mind that. I'm just gonna, I don't care. I'm not trying to follow the reference exactly. She's got a trunk, it's bending up on itself, that'll do. Now baby's trunk, baby's nose comes down like this, and his trunk is curled that way. So it's down and curling towards us. So this sausage, this is the end of the trunk here. So that's the end of his trunk, where his little blippy bit is. Let's draw that in there. And it's kind of also going that way. This needs to come up a bit higher. There we go. And then that is going across there. It's a bit thicker at this end, but not much. There we go. And then this fits snugly in there. Is that close enough? Let's have a look. I think I could do that. There we go. That's better. I'm not erasing to correct. I'm just erasing the lines that I know I don't want, so they don't distract me. So I'm not erasing absolutely everything. I'm just changing what I need to. Okay, let's put baby's ear in. So we've got his eye. Is his eye area bigger as well? It is a little bit. So let's draw an eye area in. We got his lovely little smile. Oh my God, he's so adorable. He's got a lovely, cute little smile right there. Oh, so cute. So stinking cute. Okay. He's got a little bit of a waddle here as well I want to put in, because he's got a little bit of loose skin around his neck. And then his ear is level with that inner piece of Mama's ear. So there's Mama's ear. Let's see if I drawn that in the right place. Kind of, yeah, about there, maybe a little bit bigger. So baby's ear is going to be here, and it's really far forward on his head, like really, really far forward in front of this bit here. So we're just going to approximate that cute little shape there. Give him a little triangle. There's his wrinkly bit. He's got lots of other wrinkles and stuff. I'm not worried about those. I'm just ignoring those for now. Okay, let's do a little bit of detail on his eye. So his eye, oh, he's got such cute little eyelashes. Oh my God. You can see the eye there. Like that, and then he's got a little wrinkle like that, just like Mama, and then this is kind of shaded. Mama's eyes, she's actually looking down at her baby, so we need to put an eyelid in there. You can't really see baby's eyelid, you can only see his eyelashes. Oh, they're so cute. There's Mama. Mama's got a deep crease here under her eye. Of course she does. She's tired. And then we got a deep crease under here, crease at the edge. She's got wrinkles on her eyelid. Maddie, stop. That's where her shadow bone is, coming into here. It's got this coming down here that goes to where this starts. Oh, she's smiling too, look. She's got chubby little cheeks and she's smiling too. Oh my God, could they be any cuter? There's also the bottom bit of the trunk. Now, where I've drawn the trunk is a little bit different, so I'm going to draw it more that way. It's actually coming down this way in the picture. There's his neck bit. So he's got a wrinkle and there. Maddie, stop. You're being a brat. Go and sit on your bed. Go on. Go to bed. Go to bed. go to bed. Somebody sent me a recipe for a frozen treat that might keep her busy for a while. It's like an enrichment treat. So I've put that on the grocery list for tomorrow. So we'll have some, we don't have any peanut butter or apples in because it's grocery day tomorrow. So I've added the extra to the list. And we're going to do that. And hopefully that will give her something to do while I'm streaming. Okay. I'm seeing this bit is actually, it's kind of triangular there, and it does come down and across, but it also curves up and around here, which I haven't done. So I'm going to adjust that. And let's just make sure I haven't missed anything there. I think his mouth is a little bit too high. Let's not make it a straight line. It looks better if it's not a straight line. Okay, I think we've got enough detail in to paint. Oh, I like that sketch. I like the sketch. Okay, Mama's looking at it on camera and comparing the two. Mama's nose, it comes round, but then what I've done is continue the round. Actually, it drops quite straight and then curves round. So let's do that. Let's curve it round to there and then drop it down and around. And then it goes back up and quite straight at the back. Does that give me a bit more? That gives me a bit more of a folding sensation to it. That it's kind of folded up on itself rather than just curled round. So maybe I can change this bit then. I don't think by much because it's still too, somehow I've got it too wide. I think I made this bit too wide, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter as long as it looks like an elephant when we're done. That's what matters. So let's just curve that down to there. Okay, that looks better. Yeah. So I'm just going to firm up some of these lines. Not too heavy. I just want to make sure I can see them once I've painted. I haven't checked the foot yet, but I actually really like the shape of the feet that I've got, so I'm not going to worry about it. He has other wrinkles coming up here. There's the rock that he's stood on. Make that a bit more angular and rock-like to contrast with the roundness of the elephants. Okay, and then Mama's eye. She has got a little flat bit there, and then it comes back out and up. And then down and up. Her ear is really folded over at the top. I think it's actually folded back on itself. Coming straight. Got a bit of a kink at the bottom. We've got this little bit of overlap here, and then she's got a big squiggly bit like baby does. Comes down and around and down, and it's got kind of a rounded tip on the end. She's got a little bit of a kink in it here. She's got her big face crease right here. You can almost imagine where she'd have tusks if she was a male elephant. It's almost that pouch of where the tusk would sit on the corner of the mouth. That's there. We've got her neck waddle. Is it a waddle on an elephant? I think it probably is. She's got some big wrinkles here. This eyelid needs to be a little bit heavier. Make sure they're looking at each other. Yep. So let me just There, now she's looking at baby. Big creases. And there we go. Yay. Now we paint. I am a little bit obsessed with these right now. This is the acrylic gouache. This is not the expensive set. This is the school set of 18, which is student grade. Maddie, stop. Go and sit down. These are quite a lot cheaper. I got mine on Jackson's Art for, I think they were listed for £23, but they were cheaper than normal. And I also used my voucher that I had. So I got them for about £17, which is really good. And the reason I've got them is because I've got a lot of paper artsy acrylic fresco paints, the chalk finish paints that act like gouache or acrylic gouache. And I've got them all in the pale colours. And I don't really want all pale colours at the moment. I want some bright colours. So I got some bright colours. This is all bright colours, obviously, as you can see. So I am going to need white. Where's my white acrylic? Got a big bottle of white acrylic somewhere. I know I have. Oh well, I've got gesso, that'll do. It's in the sketchbook. There's my black acrylic. Where's my white one? It's normally sat there where I can reach it. It's not here right now. I must have moved it or something. Gesso will do. I've also got my favourite colour for animals from the paper artsy paints, the fresco finish, the chalk finish paints. Hey, Katie. These are opaque. Well, not all of them are opaque, but they're matte finish and I really like them. And I tried them with these Holbeins the other day and they work quite well. They just dry a bit faster. So I will probably use this because this is a really good base coat for elephants as well. And I really do need my white, don't I? I wonder if I've got a pale grey that will work. Let me have a look. See if I can find a pale grey. Oh, let's see. Have I got a pale grey? I believe I've got one called Koala or something that should work. Here we go, Koala. Oh, exactly what we need. I still haven't fixed my chair. Koala. That's a nice grey. So that'll work nicely. Stop. And because I might need to mix colours, I wouldn't normally bother with acrylics. I don't normally mix colours, but I might need to mix colours. I've got my palette on the side. Hey! Oh, she wants to say hello. Okay. Hi, here's Maddie. Say hello. You're very cute. Look at your nails. You need to go and see Christine and get your nails trimmed. We missed her appointment because Mum and Dad turned up, so I need to book her in again. You need to trim them. You either trim them or you paint them. That's your choice, okay? Good girl. Come on then. Can we settle down? Can we settle down? Good girl. She's very, very attention seeking since we lost Scooby. It is what it is. It's not so bad during live streams because everybody likes to see Maddie during live streams. But when I'm trying to teach on a Patreon session, that's really annoying. Hence the peanut butter. Not sure which of these colours I'm going to need right now. I do need to turn my screen brightness up a little bit. I'm going to put that over there so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to patch in the colours that I see. Let's check these in the box for now. So I'm probably going to use this lilac color. I'm definitely going to need some white. I think I'm going to need a little bit of yellow ochre. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so overall, it's, hey Rish, it's a live stream. You can't be late to a live stream. You're here. You can be late to class, but you can't be late to a live stream. That's not how it works. These two colors are the overall colors, but I'm also seeing the top of Mama's head. She's got like some, stop, bed. She's got some crusty bits going on up here. It's probably mud, I would expect. She's got some lighter bits going on here. These look like kind of yellow ochre colors. On her back of her, behind her neck, the shadow colors are very mauve, and especially on baby, he's got a lot of mauve around this area. The faces are quite yellow compared to the rest of it. So I might have to add some yellow ochre to the mushroom color. There's also a lot of mud around baby's feet, so some yellow ochre in there. Very roughly. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, but that's the colors I can see. Now, some people are very clever and they can see all sorts of colors. I'm not one of those people. So if you can see other colors, that's great. Go for it. I can't. I really can't. Okay, so let's put that there. Need my water. Get my water out. Got my cloth. Oh, I also have my acrylic paint markers here. These are the Yahoo ones, which are, they're weird. They're weird. They're great, but they're weird. If you just use them, get down. Oh, the snoot. If you just use them just without doing anything to them, they remain water-based and you can move them around like regular gouache with a water brush. It's very strange. But if you shake them up, they work properly like acrylic paints are supposed to do. So I've got some of those. You can probably use those for some details, some of the creases, things like that. I've got my pencils here. I've got ink pens to hand. I've also got the Jane Davenport markers. Putting watercolor over acrylic is a little bit tricky, but it can be done. One of the easiest things to do is either use a water-based pen, like one of these. These work well because they're ink. Rather than the water, just use plain ink. Keep that out, actually. That's a good grey colour. And you can also put stronger colours like water-based pens, like the mermaid markers. You can put those down and then use water and gesso to mix together. That will make it like a pastel-y colour, and you can kind of tone it down a bit. And it will make the watercolour stick to the acrylic because it's got gesso in it. Mixed media people use gesso as a layer. Don't come for me in the comments. Okay, acrylic people, I don't care. If I was an acrylic fine painter, I wouldn't be using school grade gouache and craft paint. Okay. I do proper acrylics, but if I'm going to do proper acrylics, then I don't do it in my sketchbook. These matte acrylics are great in your sketchbook because the pages don't stick together. Maddie, stop. Stop. Okie dokie. I actually have a really nice lavender. I think this is, I'm not sure if it's moon glow. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's moon glow or the other one. Get down. Stop. Maddie, get down. You're being a brat. Come on. No. Settle. Oops. They all got stuck together, apparently. What is, oh, it's got green all over everything. That's why. There it is. What's this one called? So that's Oh, Shadow Violet. So it's Moon Glow, Shadow Violet, and Iridescent Moonstone, kind of all mixed together on here. And I think a little bit of water. I'm going to use my scraggly brush for this. Actually, I could probably use a bigger brush. Let's use a bigger brush for this. Let's use my bigger acrylic brush. That'll do. So I think if I add a bit of water to this, and I don't care about adding other colours because none of the other colours are horrendous with this mix. So let's just reconstitute the water colour. Effective way of cleaning your palette as well. There we go. Could add that bit of blue in, that's quite nice. Add that bit of purple in, that's quite nice as well. Just gives us more paint to play with. And then I'm just going to drop a bit of gesso into it so I can use it as a base. And it'll be lighter and the acrylic will hold on to it. There we go. That should work. Let's see, what colour have we got? Yep, that'll do. So I'm just going to colour all the elephants for now, just to get it started. Just block in the whole of the elephant. That's not part of the elephant. I didn't draw his stomach. Whoops. Oh well. Doesn't matter. We can paint over it. I'll fix that in a minute. Remind me to fix the elephant baby's stomach needs fixing, okay? So I'm just, this is kind of a base layer. What is a base layer? Incidentally, you don't need to use acrylics. You don't need to use gesso in your sketchbook with these Holbein paints. Well, not on this paper anyway. This is the Stillman Birn Alpha, which I find is comparable to the Strathmore Mixed Media. Your mileage will vary, but it's certainly a lot cheaper here than the Strathmore Mixed Media, which can cost anything up to £50, sorry, which is, well, that is around $50 at the moment, $50, $55, which is a little bit expensive for a sketchbook. When you consider that my 600-page sketchbook was 35. Okay, I've managed to pick up a bit of brown, so I'm going to do the ear with that. Put a bit more purple in here and a bit of more water, a tiny bit more gesso. I'm not plastering the gesso on, I'm just putting enough on so that the watercolour doesn't shift about when I put something on top of it. There we go. Do this down here. There we go. We've got the lavender back that we need for the back of the ear. And the shading under the ear. Not following the outlines or anything. The beauty of acrylic, you can just slap it on and cover it up later. Okay, so there's some yellowy color in here, which is what we're going to use in a minute. So I'm just going to dab that in where I see the most areas of yellow. So there's yellow across her back, top of her ear, down her forehead, on her ears here, on her face. Stop. On baby's face. Baby's face is very yellow, probably because he's closer to the mud. Mama's trunk has a lot of yellow on it. Can you hear her huffing at me like a teenager? Cheeky minx. Baby's legs have lots of yellow because he's probably been running around in mud and dust. I would guess his belly probably has a lot of yellow. I'm going to say his belly is probably about there. It's not actually in the picture at all, but I'm going to guess his belly is around there. He doesn't have a lot of yellow anywhere else. The rest of him is mostly purple. So that'll do that. Actually liking this big brush for laying down these initial layers, so I might stick with this. Do I actually need the paper artsy paints then? Yeah, I think I do actually, because I want to mix some colors. So I'm going to mix. Oh, I can put my grotty palette down here. Look. I'm going to mix basically the same ones. I'm going to use this lilac gouache. I love this color. It's really nice. I'm going to add some of the grey acrylic. No, that's not going to work. I normally paint out of my caps. For those who are wondering, me actually getting on and doing something because not many people are chatting today is what I'm hoping the studio sessions are going to be like, except I won't be chatting either. I won't be bothering to chat unless I've got something to say. It's not a tutorial session. I'm going to sit and work, and you can sit and watch, or you can sit and join me or whatever, but it won't be a tutorial. I mean, this is kind of a tutorial, but it's not really a tutorial. I'm just talking you through what I'm doing. So I'm going to get like a kind of mauvey color going here. Pick up some of that dark purple watercolor. Yes, I just mixed watercolor with gouache and acrylic paint. That's mixed media, guys. You can do that when in your sketchbook with what you're doing in mixed media. Okay. So what am I seeing here? We've got patches here of lavender. That is a perfect color, exactly the color I wanted. We've got kind of a patch on her cheek here that's a little bit more top tip, if you're using acrylic in your sketchbook and you want to be able to see your sketch lines easily, do them in ballpoint pen. They'll always be available. Even when you've finished, your sketch will always be available. So instead of just using the red pencil, I could have gone over it in like a light ballpoint pen line, and you will still be able to see your pen lines through the acrylic, because ballpoint pen, not gel pen, ballpoint pen, like a Bic biro, is oil-based and it'll always rise to the top. Even if you think you've covered it up, you haven't. It will rise. Still we rise, says Mayor Angelou. And the Bics go, yes, so do we. Because we're oil-based and we float to the top. Okay, I'm putting in quite a lot of lavender because I think lavender suits Mum. It just suits the way she's looking at her baby, like really soft and gentle. And okay, there's a lot of purple there. There's a lot of yellow there. There's some purple on her trunk here. Like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit more purple and some of this dark over here. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's re-wetting, so it's either gouache or watercolor. Regular gouache, not acrylic gouache. Acrylic gouache you can't re-wet on a palette, but I want this darker mix in here. This is why I don't wash my palettes. Once I've used acrylic on a palette, I will wash it, but well, there's watercolor on it that I can mix in with what I want to get the color I want, then I'm going to use it. Okay, so yep, slightly darker color for baby. That's what I wanted. He's got a big brow bone there. A little bit of lavender on the bottom of his ear. This is quite dark under here. Very dark under there, actually. He's got a lot of dark down the back of his leg. I would guess he's probably got some dark on his belly, so we'll put that in there as well. Some shadow in here, and then we'll add a bit more grey in to do the lighter colour on his back. And a happy accident, I had grey on one side of the brush and purple on the other. I've managed to create a gradient of light grey to purple. Don't ask me to do that again. In the words of Jack Sparrow, did everybody see that? Because I will not be doing it again. A little bit more grey coming up here. The darker purple again behind his ear. Down there. He's got a very light ear, so I'll probably do that in light grey. Let's do a little bit of fade here. There we go. And then I'm going to keep that mushroom, that colour, for when I use the mushroom colour, in case I need to blend it in. I will just my water spray. I'm going to spray it with a bit of water so it doesn't dry out while I'm doing the grey, the mushroom. No, the grey. I was right the first time. I'm going back to just grey now. And I'm going to paint the rest of the bits where I see very light colours on his back. I'm deliberately going for a very brushy, painterly style. Does that make sense? Kind of. While the paint underneath is still wet, you can blend it in quite well. So I'm getting kind of a soft edge to it. But you can also cover up bits that you didn't mean to do. So this is very grey here. He's got some highlights in around here. Not light, but just within the purple. And he's in the back in the kitchen singing. Okay. Now baby has a white patch above his eye where his brow bone is. So let's put that in. His ear is mostly grey. Need to put a darker grey in there somewhere. He's got a patch of grey coming down here as well, behind where he's smiling. His trunk is grey. Mama's trunk has grey on this side here. Got some here. Dog hair. Let's find that oval. It's not the right colour, but let's just define the oval. Mama's cheeks are very light here. Following that curve. Little patch of light there. Mama's also got some light on the top of her head here. It's actually lighter than baby's, so I'm going to have to pop some white in here later. but that's okay. We'll go with it for now. Give my brush a clean because it's gunking up. Very white patch in here as well. And along here. Dark under there, very dark. I need that dark purple again under there. I missed a bit. Okay, so I've got very dark under here. There we go. Okay, we've got her shoulder here is catching the light. And this is all darker grey. So there's a little bit of patch here and here, and then the rest of it is that darker colour again. I also missed. There we go. Okay, and where's the shadow behind her ear? A very hard shadow behind that ear. So I'm going to line the ear almost with it. And then blend the shadow out. There we go. That's good. Okay. We've got some light, that light colour coming along here, but it's more of a lavender, so I need to put that back in. And then across the front of the ear here, we've got a really light, this is going to have to be edged with white, but I'm just going to edge it in the light grey for now. Very defined shape there. And then the front of that curve, this bit is very light here. And she's got this kind of rounded bit here in front. There we go. Hey, Rish. Did I say hello, Rish? I can't remember. I did. Hi, Jane. We're drawing Nefflumps, Jane. Nefflumps. Time for some Nefflumps. Oh, I missed Baby's Eye. I didn't do Baby's Eye with the light grey. Actually, I'll come back to that in a minute because I think I need a smaller brush for that. I don't know that I can. Oh, yeah, let's give it a go. It doesn't really matter if we can't do it. We can always put the detail back in afterwards, right? Okay. So Baby's Eye, she's got really light bit on top and really light bits underneath with some shadows on top of them. Actually, her whole eye area is very light and blends into this mushroomy colour. So now we need the mushroomy colour, and I'll purple back because we might need a bit of purple. So the mushroomy colour is roughly, very roughly, going between the yellow ochre colour and the lavender to kind of blend it together. See, it's just kind of a pinky grey. It's perfect for animal noses. Unfortunately, it's a discontinued colour. So if you can get it, get it. If you think you want it, get one, get two. because they are still in stock in places, but they're discontinued. They're not making any more. Once this batch is done, I have petitioned and written to them and said, no, you need to continue this color. This color is an important color. We need this color. But I don't think they're going to listen to little old me and keep making a color just because I want it. So I'm leaving some spaces because I'm going to have to come back in with some white in places. But this is doing a really good job of blending that grey and lavender together. So you get kind of a pinkish tone. I'm going to give Mama this lavender colour on her eyelids, just so she looks a little bit different to Baby. There we go. The eyes are very dark. The eyes are very, very dark. Baby could do with some of this on his face to blend this colour out. Might as well do that while it's still wet. There we go. That is really dark under there. I've missed a dark section. And, oh, I've missed his neck. I didn't put his neck in. Oh, silly. Baby doesn't have a lot of this colour, but it is very light up on the top of his back. So we'll put that in there. I'll add some more white to this later. I'm also going to put some inside his ear, because Mama's got a big patch of white in her ear as well. So we're going to need to blend the white. If we just put a big highlight, it's not going to look right. Put some on his shoulders. I think I could put some down on this leg, just to give that leg a little bit of definition. Okay, now I'm going to paint where the yellow ochre is, but kind of dry brushing it, because I want to be able to come back over it and see where it is. I mean, I got the reference photo in front of me. I can see where the yellow is, but also if I dry brush over it, it's blending it in without obscuring it completely. Go. Now, shall I just use yellow ochre, or shall I use this yellow ochre, which is already stuck on my palette? That's gouache, with a bit of the grey. Maddie, stop, please. We can get this to re-wet. So maybe I'll chuck a bit of the grey in, because that's kind of the colour I want, actually. Maddie, settle, please. No, settle. Yeah, that's the colour I want. That's what we need. I think my brush is a little bit too wet. I think I need to do dry brush. So let's clean the brush, dry it, and just pick up a bit of paint on the edges. Okay, now I can still see where the yellow ochre bits are, but they're not flat pieces. They're kind of blotty bits where it's clumps of mud. So I'm going to paint some bits in, and then I'm going to put other bits where it's just blotty. Oops, just paint over that bit. It's got lots of mud on her ears here, and coming down here over this bit, and very muddy on the edges. Baby's got mud all over his face. He's been playing. You can tell. Mama's got a little bit on her face too. She's got a lot on her trunk. She's got whiter bits here. So let's put a bit of yellow ochre in there, and then that'll blend the white in a little bit better. It's got a big patch of there. Baby's got mud all up his legs. His belly. Hasn't got any on his ears. He does have a little patch on his shoulder there. Mama has some under her chin and on her shoulders. And she's got a little bit in her wrinkles up here. She's got a big patch of it right there. So let's do Yep. Okay, I think that's as much as I can do with the big brush in terms of the elephants. I'm just going to do a basic background, I think. I don't want to go ham with the background. I just want the elephants to stand out. So looking at these colours, I think actually the green may be the one that I need to use. No, stop. I think I use a combination of the greens. So I'm going to use the dark green initially, and then I'll come back in with some light green. So I'll take this opportunity to carve out the edge of my elephants. And I'm using the gouache with a wet brush initially. I can always come back in and add another layer later and make it thicker, but remember, gouache is a water-based medium, so that's the advantage of it over acrylic paint, is that it does dry just a little bit slower, especially if you add more water to it. I did discover the other day you can get some really good textures with this stuff as well, which is what I'm here for. I love textures. Okay, let's get the edge of baby. I really emphasize that area where they both come together. Ooh, I'm liking the pop of green. This is why I like bright colors at the moment, is that the contrast between the muted colors that I love, and then bam, you put in a really bright background, and it just, I don't know, I love the combination right now. But you know me and bright colors, my love of bright colors is very short-lived usually. But I think I'm just sick of winter and snow and grey. Plus I've had no light in my studio for weeks, no daylight, because there's been scaffolding outside my window for the best part of a month and a half. They've just taken it all down today. I couldn't believe how much light I had back. So that was nice. Okay, let's get the edge of Mama in here. I'm going to emphasize this meeting of the two faces down here. Really want to make that stand out. So I'm going to use darker green, not darker green, but less water in this area, just to get that really defined, kind of bring attention to this bit here. And then while it's still wet, just paint a little bit of water over it. I'm going to come in with the darker green, which is more of a teal colour. Well, it's Viridian, but it's a lot bluer and darker. I'm going to blend some of that into there as well. And then drop that down. So really making that area a focal point. Could almost use it as the shadow colour between them, to be honest. Blend that out into the lighter green, which is still a little bit damp, so we can get away with doing that. Feather it out a bit. And then the idea I'm going with, see, I love that. That really draws attention to the eyes. It's literally pointing at the eyes, going, here, pelican, yay. Another meeting that could have been an email. I hear you. I like my boss. She doesn't have meetings. She thinks meetings are a waste of time. Katie's my admin, and we have meetings about once every 3 months. They last about 20 minutes. And then it's just gossip. I'm going to add some of this light green over here. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit. This light green is amazing as this color. And I'm just going to go in and, you know, add some bits, make it look kind of leafy in the background. Here's a tip if you don't want to get, I mean, it's acrylics, it's gouache, so I can wipe it off if I'm quick. But if you get a post-it note, I've got post-it notes somewhere, I swear I have. Where are my post-it notes? Oh, I've got some in my planner journal. Some in here. Always got post-it notes in here. Always got post-it notes in here. I haven't got post-it notes in here. The heck? The heck? Where are all my post-its? Have I used all my post-its? I can't have used all my post-its. Don't be ridiculous. I've got enough post-its to sink a battleship. I just don't have any on the table. Okay, well, I got a piece of scrap paper somewhere here. There we go. That'll do. Get a bit of scrap paper. Post-its work better because they're sticky. I do have a great boss. Okay. Post-its work better because they're sticky, but if you're going to get a clean edge, but you want your, you know, you want your leaves to look like they go down behind, just put it up to the edge and paint over the edge like that. I need more paint. I put too much water. So just sneak it up to the edge. You can see why post-its work a little bit better because they're sticky. But you see now it looks like it goes down behind, except for that bit that I missed. It goes down behind the elephant. I'm not going too detailed with this. I just want to make the background look cool. It's mostly about the elephants. I'm adding a bit of colour. Oh, it went behind. It went underneath. I got some underneath. There we go. Maddie, stop. I'm going to have to let her out in a minute. I think she wants to go out again. Okay. That'll do. I don't want the background to be too much overkill. Just it's just there to emphasize the elephants. Now the bit in the middle with the blue, the bluey green, looks a little bit sparse. So what I'm going to do is bring back the mid green. It's labeled green. And I'm just going to bring some of that. Do so basically the same effect, but just bringing some of that mid green here down over the blue green. It probably won't show very well on camera, but yeah, it's just to break up this. Finished a spread in your one little word journal. Woohoo! Took a week. Well, you've been sick. I mean, come on. Cut yourself some slack. Okay. And then I bring some of the light green across, mixed with the dark green. Just kind of frame it out a bit. Probably should have done light green first, actually. I would have got a better contrast, but I can always go back and add some more. There we go. 1 second, Maddie, just hold on. Break up this area a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let those layers dry. And we can go back in with another layer. I will change my paint water as well while I'm out there. One thing about student grade colours, murky water. Yuck. I'll go and do that, and I will let Maddie out, and hopefully she'll stop screaming at me. Back in a second. Where's my thing? Where's my thing? Oh, I'll just leave it on here. I'll just mute the audio. So be right back. We're back. Okay. Okay. So I need to do the eyes. I'm going to need a smaller brush for that. I think maybe I want to draw them in first again, though. Just sketch them back in. This is all dry. So baby's eye. There we go. So baby's eye is actually kind of a square shape. His eyelid comes down like that, making it look kind of square. And Mama's eye is actually much taller and rounder than I originally drew it. There. I'm going to use the dark blue because actually it does look quite blue. It's kind of black underneath, but no, actually it's acrylic, isn't it? I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to do the black and then I'll paint the blue over the top for the eyelashes, because the eyelashes actually do look blue in this reference that I'm looking at. So let's put the basic shape of the eye in. It's even a little bit higher than I drew it. There. That's better. There we go. Oh, that's where eyelid's going to go. So I might as well. Let's just put our creases in where they're supposed to be. I don't really need to do them in dark, but this dark. But if I do, then they will stand out better. Baby's creases in as well. Baby's creases are a little bit wobbly, like baby. Baby is a little bit wobbly, and so are his creases. He's got quite a big crease here. I like. It's not something still not quite right about Mum's eye. I think that point needs to be further forward. There. There we go. That's better. I need to carve in around that. So when that gouache dries, I'll go back in with some grey and carve that back in. In the meantime, we can do, I think this Prussian blue, which is this colour, will be just right to do the eyelashes with. Especially babies, because baby's got very blue eyelashes. And they're kind of squiggly. They're not really straight and lush like Mama's. They're just kind of a bit all over the place. This is almost certainly not going to show up on camera, the blue over the black, but it is there, I promise. I'll probably add some lighter blue in pencil. Well, you can see it on camera, just about. You can see it. So let's get Mama's eyes shape right first before we put her eyelashes in. I want that grey. Oh, actually, I'm going to use this. There's a little bit left that's still damp on here. Let's mix that in with the lavender colour. And let's use that. Okay. It almost comes back in on itself. That's why I'm getting it wrong. There we go. That's what I'm trying to achieve. There we go. By Jove, I think she's got it. Oh, I've just cut that corner off again now. Let's give her some purple on her eyes. Baby doesn't really have any purple on his eyes, but I'm going to give him just a little bit so he matches mum. Again, it's about emphasizing the eyes. It's not about getting it perfect. I think I can change the shape of the eye with the eyelashes. I mean, that's what you do, right? You change the shape of your eyes with your eyelashes. So, whoops, caught on something. What am I caught on? Get off. Get off. Get off me. There we go. Mama's eyelashes are intense. In fact, I think that might be what's throwing me off about the shape of her eyes, because she's got these eyelashes coming down here. Oh, I like the blend with the purple as well. That's making them stand out. There we go. By Jove, I think she's got it. Okay, I'm going to do the same with baby's eyes because that worked really well. Put a little layer of purple at the top. And then grab the blue and paint up into it. And then drag the purple back down. Hey, look at that. We're highlighting the eyelashes. I mean, his eyelashes are all over the place, but it stands out better now because you can see them. Add some more blue to mum. There we go. Nice. I like it. You can't see that on camera, but give me a second and I will show you what I've done there. Okay. Oops. Yeah, water flute. This is another good thing about this acrylic wash. Oh, me and my flipping water everywhere. I don't know how I do it, but I do. It's really easy to get it off. Okay. Camera settings. That camera. Autofocus. There you go, see? You can really see. Come on, focus. There we go. Baby's crazy eyelashes. And mum is very straight, pretty eyelashes. Sorry, the focus is going in and out because I can't hold the book still. There we go. Just turn it. I've turned the autofocus back off, so let's get rid of it. There we go. Okay, I like it. I like it. Not sure what to do down here, but we do have a grey rock. But I don't think I want to do the grey. I mean, the grey is the same colour as the elephants in the reference photo, but I don't think they're going to stand out if I do that. And I really want the elephants to stand out. So maybe we'll do all of it green. or maybe brown would work. I'll do this rock grey, but I think most of this can probably be this colour, like the dark green, the dark bluey green, and then little bits of occasional foliage. I think that might work. Blue for down here. Maybe the dark blue might work. What if I did it bits of the Prussian blue and bits of the dark green? No, that's the, there we go. So I could bring it down really low here. I could have like the really dark blue near the bottom. Gonna need a little bit more water than that. Come on. Like a really dark blue, almost like there might be water down there. But not bothering with reflections because I don't want to paint water, I want to paint elephants, okay? Let's carve this bit out over here as well. We'll carve her trunk out. And we'll carve the rock out in a nice blocky square way. Cut in around baby. And start blending it in with green as we move out and up. And this bit can be the green. Let's put his belly in. Okay. Come on, get off. There we go. And a bit of blue into that as well. Okay. Oops. Yes, I'm deliberately making this patchy, just in case you were wondering. I'm not failing to paint flat colour. I don't want flat colour. I want it to have some movement in the background. So, you know, is it water? Is it leaves? Is it reflection of leaves in water? Who knows? You can't really tell. That's what I'm going for. Okay, that's the blue one. And I'll grab the two lighter greens. Let's do a few little bits here and there, and I'm not even going to wash my brush. I'm just going to dampen it so I get some of the dark green in with it. Put in some, I think I've done this the wrong way around again. I should have done the light green first. Maybe this will do. Yeah, I should have done the light green first. And then toned it back with the light green, the darker green. And that's okay. We can do it now. It'll all blend together. It all blends together. Bomb, 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 bye, bomb. But what is that song? Oh my God, it's the frog song. It's the Frog Chorus by Paul McCartney. Where the hell has that come from? I'm sorry. That's not a door knocking. That's my bracelet banging on the table. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go back in with a bit of dark green. Break that up a bit. There we go. So I need to do some darker green up here. Break this up a bit. And it will look more like dry brush now because that layer's dry. It won't blend in. There we go, that's better. Same across here. And with the lighter colour, oops, too much. And then the darker green. I'm not trying to get such a clean edge on the bottom. I want the focal point to be up here, not down here. So I'm not going for super clean edges or anything like that. Your eye will be drawn down anyway because of the trunks. So you you come in here and then you go up and round. So mama, follow the trunks. So that'll work. Okay, that's the light one. That's the dark one. What else do I need to put in? I'm going to use that weird orangey colour. Jaune Brilliant. I think it's supposed to be like bright orange or something, but it's more of a peachy colour. However, it's exactly the right colour that I want for doing that little bit of ear tuft that she's got going on there. Right in here. Look at that. It's perfect. Exactly the colour I needed. It's got like a weird tuft of ear going on. Okie dokie. Let's move our paints out of the way. Oops, sorry, I'm knocking the table and the camera's wobbling. My thing must have come loose on my camera again. I don't know how it unscrews because it's not like I move my camera a lot. If I move my camera, I only move the top front end of it. But somehow the little screw that's holding the whole thing on keeps working loose. And then everything wobbles. I missed a bit. I missed a bit. Yes, I did. Fortunately, that's mostly mauve in there, so I can go over it with the mauve and highlight that bit. Oops, that's too much. There we go. A couple of darker bits over this blue as well. Make it look like it's maybe reflections in the water. There we go. I like. Oh, the lid's already on. We've done the look. We've done the lid. The lid's on. Stop it. Okay, so now we need. Oh, I've just got enough for this left. Yeah, because I sprayed it with water, it's still wet. There's no way acrylic would be wet after this amount of time, unless it was on a stay wet palette. But this gouache stays wet for quite a while on your palette. Not indefinitely, but quite a while. So I'm going to come in and cut in around this green. Probably should have waited it for it to dry, but it doesn't really matter. Just add to the shadows. There we go. What time are we on? 7 o'clock. This is stopping point normally, but if I stop now, I won't finish this because that's what I do. I half paint things and then I never finish them. So we're going to tidy up our brushes and our water. Get that out of the way before we drop it all over everything. Put my paint back where it should be. Just go in the drawer. Yeah. Watercolors. This is my little on-the-go painting bag. Plus that handy dandy one with for shadows. Done. That can go back in the recycling now because I don't need it. Okay. The rock. Haven't painted the rock. Let's do the rock in that kind of mushroomy colour. I just want to bring that colour down a bit. I think it'll contrast nicely. With the lavender of the elephants. There we go. Now I can add browns into this rock. That'll be a different tonal thing. Professional term there, tonal thing. No, I didn't tape the edges of my paper because I don't like it. I don't like that hard edge look where everything's... I don't like that look. I don't do that. I feel like this needs to be a little bit more. Let's grab the... There's some more of that lavender, what's left of it, with the mushroom that I've already got on my brush. And let's just put some more of baby's colours in here. Just to fan that out a bit. And a little bit of that ochre. There we go. We don't do straight lines, but I don't want a big gap where baby's belly should be either. I don't like the hard edge look, no. I would rather paint the edges of the paper, actually. I would prefer it to look like this than have a hard edge. But actually, I prefer it to be kind of blended out. It just doesn't feel right, especially when it's like flowers and things. It just doesn't feel right. If the thing doesn't end there, why does it have a straight line? It doesn't, yeah. No. It's different if you're doing like a portrait. I'm not averse to putting a hard-edged shape behind the portrait to make the portrait stand out. But then it kind of looks like a vignette. So that's okay. Not a vignette, a cameo. This looks more like a vignette where it's faded out to the edges. Plus, who has time to tape washi tape straight? Come on. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to need is my Prismacolors. I discovered the other day that Faber-Castells over the acrylic gouache, no bueno. But the Faber-Castells work beautifully. Not the Faber-Castells, the Prismacolors. The Faber-Castells are a little bit too hard and they kind of skate across the surface, whereas the Prismacolors are soft and creamy and they lay down really nicely. However, they do smudge a bit. So, you know, it's either they don't work or they work too well. Pick a side. I need my other one over here. There we go. Maddie, you've been out. Stop whining, please. I'm definitely going to need this colour. This is cool grey, 10%, which is as close to white as you can get with a grey. I don't use stark white until the very, very end, and then only in a couple of places, like the outlines of the ears. You can see the outlines of the ears. There's a very defined white, but I only want to put that in maybe with gel pen right at the end. I don't want to blend that in. I'm going to use a kind of mushroomy colour. This is Venetian red. Warm it up a little bit. I'm going to use a dark purpley colour. Now I'm going to use my favourite purple or this purple. I'll use that purple, but I'll probably also use this colour. It's dark purple here, but it matches the Caput Mortuum from the Faber-Castells that I really like. I want an ochre colour, but I don't want heavy ochre. I just want light ochre. So something like that will work. Oh, that's Faber-Castell. That's also a Faber-Castell. Okay. Are these all Faber-Castells? Those are all Faber-Castells. Okay. That's a Faber-Castell. I picked up extra Faber-Castells by accident. Okay. So let's redo that. There we go. That's the colour I want. Yeah, henna. I'm gonna want a kind of a bluey colour, but not a blue, like a violet blue. What's that one? Violet, that'll do. Let's start with those. Sharpening sounds. Mute your speakers a second if you want to, because I like my sharp pencils sharp. That's already quite sharp. Little turn. I also want my indigo. Is that indigo? No, that's black. Where's my indigo at? I usually have indigo in about 3 different places because otherwise I can never find one when I need it. But there's no indigo in here. Why is there no indigo? Did it not indigo in the pot? I'm here all week. Okay. I'm having a moment now because my indigo color is the one I use all the time. So where is it? Why isn't it in here? Maybe I've finished it. No, I haven't. I can't have. I had one the other day. Never mind. I'll work without it for now, and I might have to add some extra later. I can use this for now. I'll use this blue for now for my indigo. It's not quite dark enough, but it'll do for now. Stop. Okay, first I want to put in where the highlighted bits are, which is there's an area around here in the ear. This area up here. Is this showing on camera? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Where the edge of the ear is. Got some grey here. And so I'm putting the light grey where I'm going to put the white as well. So when I put the white over it, it will be blended. It will just be a very thin line of white and blended in. Oh, I missed a dark section here. That's okay. I can put that in. I can put that in with the dark purple. Now, let's use the lavender initially and then put the dark purple over the top. So there's the section that I missed. And I also missed putting his ear shadow in up here. And he's got some creases here. And he's got a massive shadow behind his ear that I completely missed. Okay, interesting. Put that in there. And then we'll put it in the darker colour. Oh, that doesn't normally happen with this sharpening, sorry. Don't normally have that problem. How very dare you? No, Maddie, settle. What was I colouring? Oh, yeah, this bit up here. This is where I need my indigo, you see, because this should be really dark in here. I need the dark contrast, like in the eyes. But this will do for now. I'll have to do another layer. I'm kind of do my pencils in kind of concentric circles. So I start with a light and then a medium and then a dark. And I kind of blend them into each other. So you get a sort of gradient effect. So I'm not going all over the light purple. I'm just going in the bits where I think I need it. And then I'll go back in with the dark blue to emphasize a few bits. Is this dark enough? I don't think this is dark enough, but I can get an approximation for what I'm after. So I don't forget. There we go. And that comes down here. And it's also under this bit here. Missed a whole section of dark under here as well. So let's put that in there. Yeah, I definitely need my dark blue, but I don't know where it is and I don't have time to go looking for it. So put these wrinkles in. Okay. And got this bit coming in here. My phone is blowing up with notifications. Apparently everybody's decided it's time to send out their daily emails. At this point, I'm just really adding texture and kind of blending out any hard edges that I don't want, just so it looks a bit more soft. And we're getting a lot more definition just by adding these. He does have a big patch of white on his shoulder around here, and it is wrinkled. So I'm going to do it kind of like lines. Big patch of white up here. And I need to cover over those bits where the green wash got on his back. And his head. Maddie, what are you doing? Oh, she's been such a brat today. Again, I'm emphasizing that bit where mum and baby are touching. So I want to make that a very clear line. Mum is actually a lighter purple. I'm going to need my lavender grey for that one, which I love. One of my favorite colors is lavender grey in all its forms. And then between those, we'll do the dark blue, bringing it down. Sharpening. That's not the dark blue, that's the purple. I want the blue. There we go. Now all the shadow is on Mum's side. So I'm not drawing an outline on baby, I'm drawing around the outline of baby, like that. That makes sense. Did I just draw on my desk? Yes, I did. Does it come off? Probably not. Oh, it does. And then we'll blend it out with the purple. To create a shadow on Mama. And we'll blend that out with the lavender grey to make it smooth. There we go. Now it looks like Mama's behind instead of in front. It needs to be a little darker. Like I say, I need my indigo. Where is my indigo pencil? Why do I not have my indigo pencil where it should be? In my Prismacolor pot. Oh, is it in here? Is it in here? Is it? Is it? Is it? No. No. Okay, I'll have to look for it. I don't know where it is. I'm going to put some greyed lavender as Mummy's eyebrows, just to make them pop a little bit in babies as well. And then I'll come back in and add some dark with the navy blue. Where else do we need that line to be? Actually, I don't think I'm going to use that blue. It's too bright. It's a very hot coloured blue, and I don't like that. Let's see if I can find an indigo in this here. I could use, we've got indigo in here. My indigo isn't in here either. What? Oh, there we go, dark indigo. This won't work very well over the Prismacolors, well, it won't work over the Prismacolors very well either, but it won't work over the gouache very well, but it will work over the other coloured pencils. Just to give me that, there we go. That's the cooler blue I needed for the shadows. I don't want a warm blue in the shadows. Maddie, will you stop, please? So where else do we have those shadows that need to come in? That actually needs to come out a little bit more here. There we go. So Mum's got a big old shadow here under her chin there. At this point, the dark blue actually is more like putting in line work, because I'm not going to actually leave the dark blue. I'm going to go over it with purple and blend it out. But it is very similar to adding colours with adding line work areas. Now blend this bit out as well so it doesn't stand out so much against the green. A little bit. Just make it a little bit of a softer edge than we've got up here, because this is the focal. Okay, so big shadow in there. Maddie, you're being a brat. Stop. A big shadow under here. Big shadow under here. Because there's a shadow on Mama's trunk coming down this way. And there's also a curving shadow under this bit because that's a curved surface. And then this is where the darkest shadow is going to be. That's where the contact shadow is, because they're touching. Okay. Put some purple in to blend it out. Oh, wrong purple. There we go, that's the one I want. Baby is much more purple than Mama. Highlight back in. There we go. Marvellous. We've got the same thing down here, where the trunk comes down, and the back side of the trunk here. Just edge that green in there. We don't have it here, but I'm not drawing on the trunk, I'm drawing on the green just to even out the edge. So the trunk pops forward. Again, this is the navy blue. So I'm just adding some dark blue over the light blue that's there, or some darker blue over the light blue that's there. No, darker blue over the dark blue that's there. There we go. Now we got it. That'll just make the trunks pop just a tiny bit. There we go. That's better. I do the same with the purple down here. This Mama's trunk casting a shadow on itself now, so. Maddie! Stop it! Goodness me. The hell are you burying? Huh? Some of her trunk lines in with a bit of cross hatching. Very wrinkly elephants, very, very wrinkly. But we don't need to draw every wrinkle. It's unnecessary. You can just imply the wrinkles. Every so often we do a darker one. Okay, yep. Right, where's Mama's highlight on her trunk? Is around here somewhere. Just on the edge of this. Put that in there. The highlight on Mama's eyelid that I haven't put in. And there's a highlight on Baby's brow that I haven't put in. And under his eye. Edge of his ear. Oh, I can do that. Now I've got my dark blue out. I can do that dark bit in his ear, look. That looks better. Cooler shadows always look better to me than warmer shadows. I mean, it depends on what you're drawing, but on animals, I always find cooler shadows seem to work a little bit better than, well, sometimes you use warm shadows because the warms are comparatively cool. But in general, for animals, I really like the very dark, very cool colours. Maddie, being a brat, stop the noise, being silly. There we go. Oh, there's another one of those dark shadows where his legs and neck meet. So put the purple in first, and then we'll go back in with the blue and blend it out. There we go. Now his back leg is at the back, where it should be. I'm not going to put as much of a shadow here because this is actually facing the light. I'm just going to do a little bit of a line. Maddie, stop. Stop. And we'll put some of his belly wrinkles because babies are so wrinkly. So cute. So cute. Now, I do not like this blue here. This red blue is bothering me. So let's get rid of that. Put the dark blue back in instead. There we go. That's better. I've got purple all over me. How have I got purple all over me? All over my arm? There's no purple here. Oh, it's on my t-shirt. No. At least it's washable. I'll get that off later properly, but at least it's not wet now. That'll scrape off once it's dry. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Right, we've got a big patch of dark under here. And we've got his trunk, her trunk coming down, which is the darkest area. And then this is very dark under here. Get a nice dark shadow against that dark green. That'll look good. There we go. Put her chubby little cheeks in. Oh, she's so cute. Okay, getting there. We're getting there. I'm concentrating mostly on the face. I'm sure you can see that, so that we can get the face done at least. If I don't get the rest of it done on stream or ever, it doesn't really matter. But I would like to get the face area done so that we've at least got that bit finished. Looks good on the thumbnail. That's what we're doing. We're making it look good for the thumbnail by getting the eye finished, the face finished. Maddie, settle, please. You're doing my head in. There's quite a dark area in there. I may add a little bit of blue to that just to make it a little bit deeper. He's got kind of a ridge, not a ridge, a dimple, a big dimple is what he's got. His mouth, oh, we've lost his mouth. Need to put his mouth back in. So his mouth is there, comes down. Maddie, stop. Settle, please. You're doing my head in. She's wandering around doing the burying bones thing everywhere. Is this because her tea is late? Yes, it is. But she's just going to have to wait a minute. There we go. Baby's smile is back. Yes, that's the bit we wanted. We want Mama's smile. We've got Mama's smile and we've got Baby's smile. That's what we needed. Okay, let's put Mama's wrinkles in. Bit more defined. Mama's looking tired. Lighten this bit a little bit. Stop, Maddie. So we haven't done Mama's ear. We've done a lot of Baby's face, but not Mama's face. But that's going to have to do because we've overrun by 40 minutes, which I was trying not to do today, but that'll be. That's the way it goes. The darker, well, not darker, the cooler kind of brick reds and purples I will use on Mama's side because she's more of a pinky purpley, whereas he's kind of a grey purple. And I will dig out my proper navy blue that I need because that blue is still too red. I know, it's really annoying, but see you, Moonbeam. Thanks for joining us. If you do have a go at the elephants and you post it on Instagram, don't forget to tag me. I will post a photo of it once it's complete. I will probably sit and futsy with it this evening, actually, while I'm having my tea, because I don't have anything else I need to work on. So I might as well just sit on the sofa and have a play. This area, not sure what I'll do with it yet, but I'll probably just throw some colour on it and do patterns over the top or something just to fill it up. I don't want to detract from the elephants, or I might do a little vignette of one of the other elephant pairs, because we've got quite a few other elephant pairs that could work. So take a picture for the gram while we've got it under the floodlights. So one for Instagram. And then one for the thumbnail. I do close up on Mama and the baby. Yeah. There we go. And that's it. So yeah, I will post obviously the finished piece somewhere, usually on Instagram, but I'm trying to use the YouTube community more as well. So when I've done that, I will share it, I promise. I've actually just noticed, look, oh, ow, let's try not to do that again. I've got a really dark grey here. It's actually a warm grey, but I think it could work with these to tone down this bluey purple. This, look, it's toning down the red in that blue. It's desaturating it a bit. is the word I'm looking for. Maddie, stop. Get down. You're being a pain. It's desaturating it a little bit, which is helping to make it not so green. Maddie, you are a pain in the butt. Tell me again how much of a pain in the butt you are. A big pain in the butt, Mama. Big pain in the butt. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I will see you again next week. Don't forget, memberships are open if you want to pop in. Come on over to the coffee shop and see the PDF for the new Open Studio members only thing that will be happening starting April 3rd. I nearly said April 1st. It's not an April Fool's joke. It will be starting April 3rd. And see you all again either next week, or if you're in class on my Patreon, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.